The Every Point Sports Podcast featuring Greg and Jack starts right now.
Oh, what's up, guys? Another Sunday at the Every Point Sports Podcast. I'm Jack Stash. We've got the old gamer GK in the building. How are we feeling, Greg?
Oh, we're feeling great. We are feeling great. We are on week 16 in NFL. We are officially into college playoffs. Roll Tide. Bama looked good. The last three quarters of that Oklahoma game. Very, very shaky in the beginning, down 17-0. But we fought back. We got some stuff that came our way, and we walked out with the win. And next, we got Indiana January 1st. So I'm super excited about that. We'll see how that goes. Indiana is a great, great team. That quarterback they have is amazing. They have a really good defense. I mean, we all seen what they did to Ohio State, which I thought Ohio State was going to win that game. So, super excited. Very excited. I've been spending for some of you guys. I'm big into football. Period. So I love my college football. I love my NFL, and there's a lot of. And Jack, I'm sorry. I am very, very sorry. I'm going this route because I got a little bone to pick with these Notre Dame fans.
Why?
Quit going after Oklahoma and Alabama. All right, saying that you guys deserve to be in over these guys. Listen, you played 7 teams. 7 of your wins came against ranked defenses 100 or worse. All right? You got a bone to pick Tulane and fucking, who was that other team? JMU, freaking James Madison University, whatever the hell they were. Like, are you kidding me? Like, those 2 teams shouldn't have been in. I would have much rather seen Notre Dame, Oregon play. Oh, that would have been great. I would have loved to seen Ole Miss, Texas play. Wouldn't those been 2 great games to see yesterday?
I can't believe you led with racism. That's what I can't believe with. What, because I look like a leprechaun, I have to root for Notre Dame? Dance over here for everybody. Is that what it is? Is that what it is? Is that what it is? Of course you would root for Notre Dame. You look like their damn mascot. Was that what this is about?
10, 12 years I've known you for.
I know
you're a Notre Dame fan.
I do. I like Notre Dame.
I've been spending a lot of time on different Facebook pages that's sitting there bashing my Bama. So I have to throw some stats out there. And listen, I get you guys are butthurt. You guys are very upset you didn't get in. I agree. I totally agree. But again, don't grab Oklahoma. Don't grab Bama into this situation. Pick the other 2 teams that weren't even in the top 12. Tulane was ranked like 20th or something like that. James Madison was ranked like 19, something like that.
Look, it's so simple. Who'd you beat? Oh, you know what? Here's the thing. Here's the thing. I'll tell you what. Here's what we'll do. Notre Dame could go out there and pound the stump for the teams that they beat. And let's see what their national rankings are. Right? They should be definitely in over Miami. Okay.
Did you beat Miami?
Oh, wait a minute. Look, I take umbrage with people that can't read or people that complain for no reason. Look, here's the fact of the matter. You could have ruled the ACC this year, probably. We all
they
talk
would have
about
dominated the ACC. How great would that have been? ACC, the AC championship game, Miami versus Notre Dame. Wow.
Here's the truth about Notre Dame. What's good for the goose is not necessarily good for the gander there, but you ruined it for all your student athletes and you ruined it for your college, who would have at least liked to see you participate in a bowl game. There are parents, there are kids that are proud to send they're proud to be there.
Guys that came back from injury just to play this year, they're not going to get to play in a final game.
You sit there and you laud and you cheer for it and you go, we have touchdown Jesus. Well, I'll tell you what, in the good book, that man turned his cheek despite what people did to him. Maybe if you learned and practice what you preach at that school, Notre Dame, by the way, it's a fantastic tool. But if you practice what you preached or practice what's in the book for which makes people want to go there, turn the cheek, go to a bowl game, do the right things. Instead, you acted like a child.
Do a
Right?
hissy
You
fit.
deprived people of seeing you on TV. And by the way, you don't put out there that you have an exclusivity contract with CBS. Did you put that out there? No, you
NBC.
did not.
NBC.
Is it NBC now? Oh,
Yeah,
it's
NBC.
changed over the
Yeah,
years.
Yep. Yeah.
But it
it's
wasn't
NBC.
CBS forever.
Mm-hmm.
My whole point is this. Don't sit here and cry wolf. Don't sit here and say, well, we should be. Maybe you are the better team. But things happen. This is life. And that's what you teach your students. Again, how about you just show up to the event for which you were classified to play in? That's what I'm about. I'm about show up, give everyone an opportunity to watch you one more time. It's not just your life. It's not all about Notre Dame. There's a lot of other lives involved in this collegiate game. Play it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And
that's what I have to say. It's an embarrassment to the school. It's an embarrassment to the franchise. And the people that wear the colors deserve better.
Yeah. 3 of their wins came across 2-win teams. They hanged their hat on the USC win, which I believe they finished 16, something like that, ranked. And Pitt, who's not even ranked. So, listen, guys, schedule a little bit better teams. And also maybe join a conference. Join the ACC. You're in the ACC for everything else. And then you want to dog the ACC for backing Miami, who is in the ACC. I don't even want to get into that. I just want to simply stick to football. But that AD over there at Notre Dame needs to be ashamed of himself the way he was talking. Shame on you, ACC, for backing Miami. Miami's part of the ACC. You're not. Your football team is not. Every other sport might be, but your football team is not. Join the ACC, then you can talk.
By the way, and this will be the last, before we get into the NFL, I don't want to hear anything about James Madison Tulane. I really don't. They're in a conference. The rules state if you win your conference no, that's the rules.
That's the rules. But come
and
on.
It allows these, here's what it does. Because in the long run, here's what it does. It allows these teams national presence. It helps with their recruiting. And by the way, I know that you wear the Alabama colors proudly, but once upon a time, did you know, you can watch this on Saturdays in the South, did you know that Georgia Tech was actually the team in Georgia? Oh, yeah. They were the monster team in Georgia.
I understand, but
it was not Georgia. But here's the thing. But Georgia was allowed to participate and jumped in a conference. And because Georgia did well in their conference over the years and started getting recruits, then they were allowed to participate on the same playing field that they're allowed to play. My point is that you don't start just at the top. You have to work your way up. So I think James Madison and Tulane should be in there. They play by the rules. I don't care what the competition is because they're going to be good. By the way, Tulane, in case you're wondering, puts a lot of pros in the NFL. I want to check them out.
Yeah, but still, they lost already to Ole Miss 45-10 in the regular season. You really want to see that blowout again? And you did.
Yeah, I want to watch the team I want to watch a team that deserves to be there. Not a bunch of not a bunch of
team that deserves to be there is the top 12 teams. The top 12 teams that are ranked are the ones that should get in.
By the rules.
I'm just saying what I think. And this is actually what Nick Saban said the same thing on Saturday on the college football game day. He said the same thing. He's like, listen, this needs to change, and it will change. Nobody wants to see these blowouts. Nobody thinks that these two schools should have been in over a Notre Dame or over a Texas.
The thing is this. The thing is this, though, is that you got to
teams. If you're not ranked in the top 15 or the top 12, you don't deserve to be in the college football.
Listen, I love Nick Saban. He's a great coach. All-timer. Right? He's going to be in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. But he's not right all the time. And I know that people accept his word as gospel, and I'm going to use that term because we're talking about Notre Dame still. People accept his word as gospel, but you know what? He misses. Right? There's a guy currently in our playoff system right now that he missed on. Kirk Cignetti. He was on his coaching staff, never promoted him, missed on him. By the way, the other team that Kirk Cignetti went to, James Madison, they are in the playoff system.
Yeah, but
So
listen how
what?
many did make it and that he did promote and this and that. Like,
Yeah,
he has a
he
coaching
promoted
tree that's
Lane Kiffin
ridiculous.
for terrible behavior.
And then
Terrible
he
behavior.
released him when he took the job in his for Florida Atlantic, and his focus was split. So he released him, and right before the national championship,
Should have
he released
promoted his
him before
coffee
that.
mug to offensive coordinator. That's
Lane
how
Kiffin
little I
was
think
good.
of Lane Kiffin.
So,
But we miss sometimes. And you had Signetti. You could have promoted him.
yeah,
You miss
it
sometimes.
is what it is. Listen, he's an all-time great coach.
He is, but you do miss sometimes, and it's okay. And I'm okay with a couple of teams that maybe don't belong there, but they did what they were supposed to do according to the rules.
But there
And
is no
now
miss
they're in
when
there.
you use common sense. Common sense says a 12th ranked team should get in over a 20 ranked team.
Yeah, it does.
That's common sense. That doesn't take rocket science. It doesn't take outside the box thinking. A number 12 team should get in over a 20th ranked team.
I'm gonna tell you right now, I think Tulane would have beaten Notre Dame. So
I don't think. Listen, they're a great story. So is James Madison. Great story for the teams that they play. They're able to dominate. When they go up against the big boys, they can't play with them. That's when the recruiting. That's when the depth of the team, men against men. There's a reason why these James Madison players go to the bigger schools. I think we had two of them playing against James Madison.
no, my James Madison's a great example for a team that wouldn't have been able to. But Tulane, like I said,
And
puts
aren't
real.
they Division I AA? They're not even like regular Division I.
I'm not sure, but you know what though? As long as we're going to bat for these, I'm going to bat for Tulane and
You're
James
going to
Madison.
bat for them.
I'm gonna tell you what.
They should have their own championship.
The brand for which I'm coupled with gridironmancave.com, they have Tulane helmets. They have James Madison helmets available, not only because they've done well this year, but they keep them all year round for alma maters and people that do want to see some of that type of football. I think Tulane would have handled Notre Dame because Notre Dame was so great last year because they had that quarterback. By the way, he got drafted by the Colts. He's gone. So now they only have the running back. And I think Tulane's big boys are just as big as Notre Dame's big boys. And I think it would have been a 13-10 game. Who knows? They got the guys that can handle. And Notre Dame's got nobody besides that running back who's going pro, by the way, that's really special this year.
I disagree. I mean, they have a top tier defense for what they played. So I think it would have been another blowout with Tulane. I think Notre Dame. I think Texas should have been in. That's just my opinion. I think you need to leave these Power 5 conferences out if you want to make them for their own championship. I'm all for it. They just can't compete with the big boys. They don't have the recruiting there. I understand what you're saying. Eventually, maybe getting this exposure, they will. They won't. These players will keep playing well for that school and then transferring during the transfer portal to a bigger school because they're going to get paid. Tulane and James Madison can't spend the money that an Ohio State or a Alabama or a Texas can spend. These schools are spending $25-40 million on their roster. A Tulane and especially a James Madison. Even Shady McCoy said on that podcast that they have with Ocho, or not Ocho, but the guy from Speakeasy. I forget what his name is.
Okay.
But anyways, what's that?
No, I said okay. I'm listening.
Okay. But he said he's like James Madison. Like they can't even spend $5 million on their roster. They just don't have it like that. So that's a big difference, especially if you get a good quarterback in there. That you do get in to a playoff, and you expect the next year to make that leap. Maybe bring in another recruitment or two. You got your quarterback in place. Well, that quarterback's like, well, I can make $5 million over here. I'm getting what, $50,000 here? Bye.
Listen, I'm all about that quarterbacks make a huge difference, and probably if you pay the guy the most, you'll do the best. And then
they have the ball in their hand the most. So I mean, I get it. It's just
I'm with you. And then you get UCLA. So Then you get UCLA. Indiana's quarterback was a transfer from Cal. Cal was
Yeah.
garbage. Indiana, garbage. So I think it's changing. I think the landscape's changing. I understand that our old school thinking is what it is, but I do think you're going to find new schools popping up. Indiana, by the way, until Cignetti got there, they were ranked dead last out of every single school in a conference.
Yeah.
Northwestern, Purdue, go down the line.
Yeah. Absolutely. No, you're definitely right. That coach really turned the
That shocked me, by the way. I know we're spending a little bit of time on this. That shocked me. Indiana, out of every power school, go down the line. My team was terrible this year. Not as bad as Indiana for years and years and years. There are teams at the bottom of the barrel I can't even think of. Kentucky was a basketball school for a year, still put up better numbers than Indiana. North Carolina has a better record under Bill Belichick this year than Indiana has had for 5 years. I mean, since Cignetti got there. So it's been a layup. It's been a W. It's been an easy walk for years. And all of a sudden you find this cat out of nowhere who just implements his system. And I think those stories, the Davids sell just as well as the Goliaths. And I hope that we get some parity.
We'll see. Again, I just think if you're not ranked in the top 12, top 15, don't even bother being in the playoffs. My opinion. But we gave a shout out. We did a little college here. Let's move on to the pros. Quick, I want to give a shout out to Bernard, Bama's wide receiver. If you guys didn't see that catch, Google it. Look it up on YouTube. It was ridiculous. He went around the wide corner, caught the ball on his back, came back on his back, completed the catch. Absolutely amazing catch. Moss just had him on their You Got Moss earlier today. So go check that out. Amazing catch.
All right.
So on that note, let's get into our docket this week. We got the Buffalo Bills at the Cleveland Browns. Bills are giving 10.5. Over under is 41.5. Bills are negative 575 money line. Cleveland is plus 425 money line. This is at Cleveland, bad weather, but it's Buffalo. They're used to bad weather. They don't care. I think Buffalo should win this. 10.5 is a lot, but Cleveland has been playing like utter garbage. It's a complete mess down there. Last week, Shedeur Sanders gets the wrong wristband calling before the game. Like what are they doing down there? I just think it's an utter disaster down there. I mean, I'm pretty much even thinking about just taking the Bills with the points, 10.5.
Yeah. Here's the thing. Yeah, they gave him the wrong wristband on purpose, on accident. You know what? With Stefanski's track record, on purpose, guilty. It's a docket, right? He's guilty.
It's just another mark on the chalkboard with him.
I
Right?
can't. You cannot convince me. If I was in in a real courtroom, you couldn't convince me that he was this stupid. I mean, you can't convince me he's this stupid. So I can't be convinced that he's this stupid, then he's doing things on purpose. He's not the leader of an organization. And by the way, I knew Shedeur threw 3 interceptions. One was tipped, and it was a good read. The second one, Jerry Jeudy wouldn't start at Alabama now. That was embarrassing. Saban would have him running laps. It was pathetic. It was a touchdown. It was a beautifully thrown ball, by the way. And the third one, obviously, he was trying to push the ball down the field to Harold Fannin. Wasn't the greatest throw. You were down 3 scores. We can't just check down forever for stats, right? So you could say 3 interceptions, but time and place does matter in certain cases. He should have had a touchdown at Jeudy. We all be lauding him. The tipped ball, I mean, come on, tipped balls happen, right? Linebackers pop up, right?
Yep.
So the armband is the story.
Oh,
the armband is the story.
Absolutely. It's not his performance on the field. We all know what he can do when the right plays are called for him. We've seen another big mark against Stefanski is he won't commit to Shedeur for next year. And if in case anybody doesn't know, Watson has been starting to practice, and he's still under contract for another year. He's still owed a lot of money, and they're saying that he wants him to start next year. That's kind of what the rumor is right now. So what you do is you have to get rid of him. You have to get rid of him and look towards your future.
Well, here's what the rumor's been. The rumor has been, it's been come out, by the way. This isn't, I'm not making this up. I'll make some more stuff up at the end of this podcast. But the
Belichick? The Belichick rumor?
Well, the rumor that has come out, I haven't heard about that, but the rumor that has
Oh,
come
really?
out
Yeah.
about Stefanski is that they're going to, and it's on Twitter, so everybody knows. I forget Deshaun Watson was still in the league. Yeah, he's still there. They said that it depends on how the team responds to him over the next couple games. By the way, that is out in the open. Greg, you got a phone there?
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. I can see your phone. All right, see, I got one too. I bet, and we're not millionaires. By the way, every player's got a phone. Oh, we can get the guy fired if we just don't play hard? Cool. Goodbye. I mean, that's how they're looking at it. And it was put out there specifically pretty early in the week. And that line went from 7.5 to 8.5 to 9.5. You said we're at 10.5 now. If you take the Cleveland Browns, please go see somebody. So really, it's the holiday season. We don't want anything happening here on the podcast. We love everybody, but seriously, go have your head examined. If you take the Cleveland Browns with points on the money line, I really feel badly for the people you're surrounding yourself.
Yeah,
with.
I mean, the only thing positive for this team that's going right now, well, two things is you do got a future quarterback with Shador. At least you think you do. We'll have to see more what we can get with him, with a competent coach around him. And you got Myles Garrett, who's about ready to break the sack record. He needs 2 sacks to break the record. I can't wait till he breaks the record, because we all know, if you guys watch the podcast, you guys all know how I feel about Strahan and his freaking record. And record in quotation. Let me, and people that's in the vertical over here, look, quotation marks, record. Favre gave him the record. Favre, look it up, watch what he does. He just gave him a sack. But I don't want to digress. I can't wait till Garrett does get the record. He has 3 games to get it?
Yeah.
So I can't wait. So, I mean, that's a bright spot there. They have 2 bright spots over there. Get rid of Stefanski. You'll be all right.
And you know what? Here's the 2 things I know about Sanders. He throws a good-looking ball.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
the only thing I have to put against him is the same thing I gave him in college, is that he has a lot of backwards plays. He gives up a lot of sacks. He likes to run backwards. I'd like to see him kind of mitigate that a little bit, But besides that, I don't mind. I think he can play in this league. He has good anticipation with the ball. He can throw it. He has above average arm strength. He has above average athleticism. He can move in the pocket. Like, he has a lot of positives.
He can put the ball in tough spots. That Njoku touchdown, I was like,
it was disgusting. That other one to the other tight end that starts with an F. What's his name?
Fannin.
Yeah, Fannin. That was another nice ball. Like the kid can place a nice ball.
Yeah. So okay, but you have to be able to do that, and you can't you can't be guessing, and he's not. The other thing too is he's not shy of the pocket. There are a lot of quarterbacks that come out now, and I think some of the scouting has actually focused on them. Whether they can break outside the pocket, are they a running quarterback? And Shador remakes a pocket, and I'm not going to say it's like Tom Brady, but he doesn't mind having the chaos around him. And I believe that there are some quarterbacks that don't deliver the ball well while getting pounded in the chest. He actually is okay with it. Phillip Rivers is another one. Pound me. Some guys like getting hit in the pocket, and some guys want to get out of there. He won last night, but Caleb Williams doesn't really like that little area, and I've always compared him to another college player because he kind of fits the size and the everything. I always compared Caleb Williams to Johnny Manziel. At 6 foot, really can move around, can really throw off different arm areas and platforms, doesn't care what you think, despite most people thinking that they both might. They do not. Both 6 foot. They're not monsters. Like, you think Caleb Williams is really tall, this really big guy. He's not.
No.
Shador Sanders is only
thick. But he's thick. He's big in stature.
Right.
And boy, that
should,
guy can run. He's the only quarterback in the league that has got over 20 miles an hour 3 different times this season.
yeah, he's really fast. Oh, you know who else you can compare him to a little bit? A little bit. We're not there yet. Don't kill me for this comparison, but a right-handed Mike Vick. Mike was fast.
Mike was very fast, but
Mike
was a lot quicker.
No. But Caleb gets up pretty quick. He doesn't have breakaway like sprinter speed. But again, both 6 foot, both can get rocked if they get caught, and he's right-handed.
Both cannons of an arm.
Both.
Vic could throw it out of the stadium. But
You
so
can
can
almost.
Caleb.
You can
Caleb
almost.
can too.
You can almost bring one of those facial recognition things over, and they kind of almost look. I'm just saying, and you know.
Yeah, no.
But yeah, so let's not take Cleveland because they're a mess, and we'll take the Bills. Spent a lot of time on Cleveland.
We got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at the Carolina Panthers. Bucks are given 3 points. Over under is 44.5. Bucks are at negative 155. Panthers are at plus 130. All right. You know what? Since he is showing his shirt, we're gonna let Jack take this because I have my own take on this game. So go ahead, Jack.
I was gonna let Baker Mayfield talk into the microphone, but I think I can speak for us both property. Look, Tampa's got the worst defense in the league. They tackle poorly. Everything that you saw from Green Bay yesterday is not what Tampa's doing. I think Tampa's averaging, you could say they're coming out with Baker Mayfield numbers, right? Oh, he hasn't been playing with, look at, man, he's been playing with 5 different receivers, 7 different running backs. He's been doing a lot of things. And he doesn't have a defense that will stop anybody. So, it's really tough, right? When people talk about complementary football, right? They're talking about the other side of the ball we didn't play complementary football. Okay, well, look at the statistics. If the offense, got you 400 yards, and the defense gave up 420 yards, it's a way to talk about how poorly the defense played. They go, well, we just need to play complementary football. No. You guys need to stop somebody. And this is the last time I'm going to be very nice about it. So with all that being said, Tampa has played terrible complementary football all the way down to special teams. They're allowing 25 yards on return. Todd Bowles was not very pleased last week's press conference. And I will tell you that Todd Bowles is very nice until he's mean. I do believe that Tampa wins, not based on how the offense plays, because the offense in Tampa, we kind of know, is its own symbiotic thing over here. It's its own ball. It figures itself out. By the way, it plays pretty well. Over here, I think Todd Bowles is so mad that defense is going to come out gangbusters. I don't believe that Carolina is good enough to be able to stop what Tampa's bringing to town. That's my thought. My other thought is the last time Baker Mayfield spent any time in Carolina, he was an offensive lineman. That's what they turned him into on the practice squad many, many moons ago when Matt Rule was a decent coach and people thought he was pro material. But that's what they turned out to do to him. Oh, Steve Wilkes actually was the one that did it, out of the league now. My point being is that sometimes when you return to a town that you have bad memories about, right, you will wake up feeling dangerous because you remember back when you weren't so dangerous and everybody was against you and you had to hop a flight to go see if Sean McVay was your savior, and he was. I'll take Tampa today on the money line. I just think that there's too many bad feelings and bad taste in their mouth.
Okay. My take on the game, not my feeling, is Carolina's one of those, one game they play good, next game they don't. One game they play good, next game they don't. If you want to go by that, they played bad last game, they should play good this game. They play a lot better at home, kind of like Cleveland was earlier in the season. Jack and I talked about that. Carolina's the same way. They play much better at home. As far as the betting, how it's gone is Carolina coming off of a loss, 6-0 against the spread, 5-1 win-loss. So coming off of a loss, they've won 5 times, lost 1. coming off of a loss, they've covered every single time. On
Hmm?
that note, I am taking Carolina just because of the way the everything has gone in the past.
You're gonna take
Um,
them with points, right?
I'm taking the 3 points. Yes,
Okay.
taking the 3 points. Yeah, I'm taking the. I don't know if they're going to win or not. 5-1. It sounds like they will. I like what you said. Everything seems like it would line up with what you said. If I didn't know those two stats, I would be 100% with you.
Yeah.
100% with you. But the numbers don't lie. 6-0 against the spread, 5-1 win-loss record coming off of a loss. I have to go with Carolina getting 3 points. So
Yeah. And you know what? That's a good bet. New Orleans figured something out last week.
mhm.
They
Listen,
did.
listen. I buried New Orleans the last couple weeks. I buried them. I've talked crap on them, and they won 2 in a row. So I mean, they might have found something with you.
Well, it's more the defense. That defense has really been
I get
holding
it, but
people
I mean
down.
that he's playing a capable role. He's not turning the ball over. He's playing much better than their previous quarterbacks, Ritter and whoever else they had
Well,
back
he's
there.
37 years old. I mean, he should know how to play football
Yeah.
by now. He's not, but you get it.
Well, I mean, again, he had so many injuries in college. I think he played 7 years in college, but he is older. I think he is legitimately like 27 years old. But
Yeah.
everybody forgets Winky was 28 coming out of college. Remember
I
him
think he
from
was the
Florida
first
State?
quarterback to hit the league, and he was like balding during his like rookie pictures. Chris Winkie from Florida State, right? He's like, hold on,
Yeah,
spray it
yep.
up a little bit.
Yeah,
Spray it
28
up.
years old. Yeah, he played minor league baseball for a couple
Chris
of years,
Winkie
so.
looked like LeBron James does now when he entered the league.
Oh.
I don't care.
All
Let's
right,
go to our
Jack
next
is
game.
taking the Bucks here. I am taking Carolina with the points. Next, we got the LA Chargers at the Dallas Cowboys. Chargers are getting 1.5. Over under is 50.5. Chargers are at plus 102. Dallas is at negative 122. Tell you what, I love the over here. 50.5. Love it, love it, love it. You got two pretty good offenses going at it. Chargers have found a way to win, even with Herbert's busted up hand and missing the right tackle, missing their left tackle. They've strung together a couple really solid wins against some decent teams.
Mhm.
I know I picked against them last week and they won. So I'm going with the Chargers here. Dallas is defeated. They're knocked out of the playoffs. Chargers are still playing to keep into the playoffs and keep in the division race. So I'll take the Chargers here,
Yeah,
especially getting 1.5. I'll take that 1.5 all day.
yeah, that's a weird game because we thought that Dallas was going to be playing for something, and now they're not playing for anything. I mean, they're in Dallas, so here's what's weird about it, right? The point spread should be closer to 3.5, 4.
Mhm.
For because they're playing for something. I wonder if Jerry Jones like set some kind of incentive on the side. No, but like for real,
Mhm.
because otherwise they wouldn't, right? That point spread to be something different. I have no idea. I think we're all playing for contracts in Dallas. Uh, the one thing that's odd about this is Derwin James playing.
I don't know. I don't
Because
know
if
about
Derwin
this.
James isn't playing, that Chargers defense is completely different. If Derwin James is playing and he puts his hands on CeeDee Lamb, he's going to kill him. This is why CeeDee Lamb, he's a number one wide receiver. He ain't my number one. CeeDee Lamb drops every pass that he's going to catch if he's going to get labeled like a cow in Texas, right? Like that's exactly what it is. If CeeDee Lamb has the opportunity to get absolutely knocked out, blackout drunk on the ground by a safety, he drops it. And he's got a lot of drops like that this year. His slants where he's protected, his back shoulder throws, he catches all them. Every once in a while, though, you got to go across the middle. Am I right, Keyshawn Johnson? You got to be a little crazy. And CeeDee Lamb, once he gets airborne, to me, he's just and hit that shoulders busted up a little bit. And do we trust George Pickens? I think you're right. I think this finds its way to 53 points.
Derwin James is not on the injury report.
So okay.
He will be playing.
So good day. I think it gets 27-24, takes us to how many points?
51.
51. 27-24 is my prediction. I think it'll land in that area. Um, give me Dallas. I don't know why. And
Okay.
I'm taking Dallas, not to just go against you, but I want people to think about this. The line should be completely different.
Mhm.
So is Dallas' defense a little dirty? Are they going to scrap at that bad hand of her? I don't know. I
You
really
have to
do.
remember, even though they say that it doesn't, but Jack and I know it does, is that home team still gets 3 points. They say that it doesn't, but they automatically give the home team 3 points.
Yeah. Yeah. So we'll see. I like the over best here, and we'll move on.
Yeah, I like the over, and like I said, I'll take the 1.5 with the Chargers. Next, we got the Cincinnati Bengals at the Miami Dolphins. Bengals are giving 3.5. Over under is 48.5. Bengals are at negative 205 money line. Miami is at plus 170 money line. For anybody that doesn't know, Tua is benched. They're starting Ewers instead of Wilson, who we all thought. What the hell is his first name? Second pick by the Jets. Quarterback. He plays
Oh,
for
Zach
Miami
Wilson.
now. Zach Wilson, that's it. Everybody thought it was going to be Zach Wilson. He's number 2 on the depth chart. Ewers was 3rd on the depth chart. Even Zach was like kind of dumbfounded by it. They asked Tua earlier in the week, what he thought of it. He's like, listen, if I'll help Zach any way I can. It didn't end up being Zach. So Miami kind of wants to see, I guess, what they got with Ewers. They kind of know what Zach is.
Zach Wilson's like, stop helping me. I want
know.
to play football. Stop helping me. Some of your, you know what he is? Russell Wilson was like, Jameis, I'm going to help you. And they're like, good. Jameis ain't the starter. If Jameis Woods, well, how the hell did that happen? You be saying you're helping me. I'm on the bench like you. Stop. You know what? The Tua, and I compare Tua to Russell Wilson a lot. Some quarterbacks probably shouldn't help out others. Here's $1, right? You turn out, you're like, this is counterfeit. This is you gave me this to pay for things. Now I'm arrested. This is great. I really didn't know anything about it. I was hanging out with Russell Wilson. I really didn't know anything about it. I was hanging out with Tua. All right, I'll put my head down in the car.
So anyways, we got Ewers starting. I think I'm going to take the Bengals here. I'm going to take them on the money line. I don't think, even though the Bengals defense is horrible, I still think that starting a rookie quarterback like that, they're going to have their lumps, bruises. So, yeah, I'm going with Cincinnati.
If Joe Burrow and the Bengals lose this game,
yeah,
his comments are going to be coming back at him. Oh, I think I might want to play somewhere else. Go. I mean, you can't lose this game. Joe Burrow's not going to lose this game. Don't even think about this game. No. Don't even put it on your mind. Take the Bengals.
I agree. Next, we got the Minnesota Vikings at the New York Giants. The Vikings are giving 3 points. Over/under is 41.5. Vikings are at negative 148. Giants are at plus 124. I think, the Vikings here, they've looked so much better. JJ looks like he's competent now. He can actually play. We always said that Vikings team had a good roster, good defense, good wide receivers, good running back. It was just JJ holding them back throughout the season. Well, now he's playing better football. So on that point, I have to go with the Vikings. Even though the Giants have that raw college like attitude right now, I can't go against the Vikings on this game.
I'll tell you what. I don't really want to. JJ McCarthy's interesting, right? Because he's one of a kind, right? He runs around, he inspires, he's one of a kind. Except Jackson Dart is just like him. And I think Jackson Dart plays better football. And I think he throws a better ball at this point. All these things I have to say. And I just want to see how JJ McCarthy reacts looking in a mirror. Right, because Dak Prescott, who he played last week, right, played well, right, but he doesn't rah the troops, and he doesn't look like JJ McCarthy. I really want to see how this starts this game, but my heart, I really want to take the Giants. I like the Giants. It's at home, it's outside, it's cold, and that's not to say JJ can't play in those conditions, But, I just don't think Jackson Dart's going to curl up and die here. I can't see it
Oh,
happening.
I don't think so either.
I don't think so either. And I don't think the Giants are either. Like, the Giants don't need to lose this game. Well, let's lose this game so we get a quarterback. Got one. You have some things in place. You're just going to be coach shopping in the offseason. And by the way, if you tank games late, it doesn't make coaches raise their hand for, this team? Boy, they seem like fighters. They don't. And I think right now what the Giants are going to want to do is sit there and go, hey, let's prove that we're worthy of getting a good guy in here. I'll take the Giants with the points. I got a feeling.
Yeah, I know Dallas is a much better team than the Giants. Minnesota, listen, I know everybody who watched. I picked Dallas. Well, I did switch my pick that day. I switched my pick to the Vikings. I won on that. I just think the Vikings are playing much better football now that JJ isn't really sucking up. And what's his alter ego called? Nine throwing it to the other team. We got JJ, not 9. So
well, just one last thing is that the Cowboys D line is terrible.
Mm-hmm. Well,
right. So
they're a lot better with Quentin Williams there, but he did go out last game.
Yeah. And so when JJ has time and he doesn't have to move those feet around, when his feet are perfect, he's a great quarterback. You aren't going to have that in New York against that D line.
No, but that offensive line is a good defense or offensive line for the Vikings.
They are.
But no, you're right. The Giants have. I mean, if there's the one strength on their team is that defensive line. I mean, they have multiple first-round picks on that defensive line. You're definitely right with that.
And so my only thing is that if JJ stays here, he's good. If you guys are just listening to me on your phones or the radio, right? If he's straight ahead and he's able to diagnose everything, he's good. As soon as those eyes, and we've seen him a lot, hit the carpet for a second and he looks left and then he looks right, and then he's starting a circle, that's a problem. Jackson Dart can be thrown like a rag doll, and he's getting up and doesn't care. 27-21 Minnesota. Jefferson finally has 100 yards. Look, I like that. That's a great Jefferson could have a good game, and McCarthy could connect, and all these things happen. Those eyes, though, Nick, and he starts putting those eyes on the ground, and it's going to become a problem. And I don't think he likes getting hit. To whereas Jackson Dart apparently likes being thrown 5 feet in the air and stumbling onto the ground. I only want the Giants with the points here. By the way, I don't want the money line. I throw it away.
All right, you're taking the 3. I'm taking Minnesota to win straight up. I'll take the minus 148. I can win a couple bucks with that. Next, we got the Kansas City Chiefs at the Tennessee Titans. Chiefs are giving 3 points. Over/under is 37.5. Money line negative 185 for the Chiefs, plus 154 for the Titans. For all of you that don't know, Mahomes is out towards ACL and LCL. Gardner Minshew will be the starter this week, so that's why the spread is negative 3 points. Ultimately, I don't know who wins here, but I'm going to take the Kansas City Chiefs. I mean, the Titans, they've won, 2 games for a reason? So, I'm going to take even a Gardner Minshew led Chiefs. Listen, he was a starter at one point in the league. He has experience. He can play the game, so that's why I'm going to go with them.
Yeah, and it feels every week feels like a Chiefs spot.
Yeah. I've rolled with them for I think the last probably 4 or 5 weeks in a row. I've rolled with them. But again, it's the Titans. I can't see the Titans winning this game. I really can't. So
we've only liked the Chiefs. Here's I want to put this out there. Everybody only likes the Chiefs for 2 reasons. Right? We like the Chiefs because the refs are on their side. Say it. I don't care. Right? Like, admit it, America. That's what you think stripes are going to help them. They haven't all year. And then we go, well, Patrick Mahomes will figure it out for us. Mm-hmm. Okay. So we don't even like them anymore then, right? Because there's no incentive for the referees to push for them. They're out of the playoffs. Mm-hmm. And the Mahomes is in the hospital, right? Yeah, he's got a cot next to Jake Paul.
They still have Andy Reid.
I know they still have Andy Reid, but
getting teeth removed.
Right, yeah,
Oh,
getting teeth
supposedly
removed.
had to get teeth removed. So
So I just kind of feel like, out of both of these quarterbacks, Cam Ward's better. Yeah, Andy Reid will give Gardner Minshew the right answers to the test, but he gave him the right answers to the test last week, and he couldn't find Travis Kelce on a little. They could have kicked the field goal to tie the game. You were in field goal range. Buckner's still there. Minshew was a nice story years ago. I actually will take Tennessee on the money line. They've played together the longest together. I'll take Tennessee on the money line. I'll eat it if I have to.
okay, all right. Next we got the New York Jets at the New Orleans Saints. Jets are getting 5.5. Over under is 39.5. Jets are at plus 240 money line. Saints are at negative 298 money line. Well, Saints fans, this is it. I'm jumping on your bandwagon. I am picking you guys this week. You guys are at home. You guys have been playing complimentary football the last couple weeks. Jack just said earlier that defense has been playing much, much better. So, yeah, I'm rolling with the Saints this time. Listen, the Jets are they're just as bad as Cleveland as far as being dysfunctional. No matter who is there, no matter what quarterback, what coach, they can't win. I'm going with the Saints, plain and simple. Cleveland and the Jets should just relocate, be a expansion team somewhere, and try to clean their act up.
Yeah, there's not much to say about this Jets team. They're firing people by the second at this point just to stay relevant in the news. I don't know what it is, but they're losing games. They're not even interesting.
No,
That's
they're
the
not.
thing. The thing is, like, you can be bad but interesting, right? I think all of us can speak for at least one time we turned on the TV and got stuck watching Jerry Springer for a couple hours. It wasn't,
It sucks you in.
I
You know,
don't,
me too.
you know,
You're flipping through the channels, and all of a sudden, you're like, come fight, and you see you fighting on the stage, and you're like, okay. Next thing you know, it's 2 hours later.
yeah, while I'm Christmas shopping, I don't get stuck in line talking to somebody and go, I really like Jerry Springer.
No.
But if we started having a chit chat and we'd be like, hey man, remember Jerry Springer? And then all of a sudden we both know that we watched it. Okay.
Mhm.
And that's interesting. The Jets are not interesting and they don't win. I mean, they need a scandal just to hit the New York papers. That's how bad it is right now. Take the Saints and pray for the Jets.
Absolutely. All right, next we got the Jacksonville Jaguars at the Denver Broncos. Jags are getting 3.5. Over under is 46.5. Sorry, guys, I should actually have my glasses on. Jags are at plus 154. Denver is at negative 185. Jack, I'm going to surprise you here. I'm going to take the Jags with the 3.5. Jags have been playing much better football this year. That coach that they brought in from Tampa, I mean, he's working miracles with Lawrence down there. Etienne is getting the ball. He's running it well. That defense is playing good. They got Jacoby from the Raiders. He's catching the ball. They're looking like a really, really good team down there. Listen, we all know what Denver brings to the table. We all know what Nix is doing, what that Denver defense is doing. We always talk about how a team slips up here and there somewhere along the schedule. I think this is that one game for Denver. I'm not saying I'm taking the points. I'm taking the 3.5. I think the Jags win here, but I'm not confident they win here. I'm more confident that they cover that 3.5. I like that extra half a point. I think if Denver does win here, it's going to be a 3-point game.
I like all of that. Yeah, Lawrence is finally. I think he cut his hair a little bit. No, and the only reason why I think I'm not exactly sure is it seems that he's starting to listen to what Liam Cohen is
for
preaching.
You even to give him a slight compliment, hell is freezing over. I'm telling you guys right now.
I can be swayed. But I'm usually leather. I'm tough. But I could be swayed if you start showing me consistently, right? So he threw a couple great levels concepts last week. That's what kind of got me rolling. And he threw on the run, and he actually demonstrated what a quarterback should be doing. He pointed, he moved, and I went, oh, well, well, he had 6 touchdowns. Don't care. I don't care if you throw, like, if you look at that, the Rams lost. Right. But when I watched that game, it was the closest I've seen to how Tom Brady orchestrated an offense in a loss in Matt Stafford. Matt Stafford was the guy. I know Sam Darnold got the win and Seattle's the team. But when I watched that game, I was in awe of how Stafford was. Trevor Lawrence is starting to trend in the right direction. And when athletes look at athletes, they sometimes Trevor Lawrence gets up for big games. He plays down to bad competition. You're like, brother, how are you only beating the Raiders 13-10? And then they win the game. That's the stuff he does. But I do believe in my heart of hearts that he thinks that he's better than Bo Nix. Athletically, arm talent wise, blah. And that dude is going to be staring him down opposite the field. And this is one of those, it feels like a college game, right? They're still two young kids trying to prove themselves in this league, like you said. And I just think that Trevor Lawrence, like, bro, look at this, Chin. This ain't happening here. Bro, I know you're winning in Denver, but I ain't, no. And right. So I do want to take the 3.5. I also caution because I think that there's going to be an opportunity to get better points for Jacksonville. I want Jacksonville in the points. I think Jacksonville wins and surprises, and we wake up tomorrow morning and everybody's like, are the Jaguars Super Bowl bound? And then we all shift to one side and it gets crazy again. But it is a great spot, much like New England last week, right? Much like it was Josh Allen's time to stamp out that fire. I do think Trevor Lawrence, in the same fashion, on the road, pops up and you're like, okay, this is the guy we drafted. I'm on board. Give me Jacksonville. I'm riding with Greg.
And listen, I love Baker. I love his drive, how he is. He's a really good quarterback. I was banging the drum earlier in the season for him being an MVP. Last year, banging the drum, MVP. Look at the difference with his team, how he's played between last year and this year. When he had what's his name? Cohen?
Yeah.
Is that his name?
Yeah.
Cohen? Listen, the guy is a good coach. He really is. I mean, look what he did with Baker and now what he's doing with Lawrence. He really is. He's doing a very, very good job, and I don't think he's getting the credit that he really deserves down there.
No, I mean, he had Mayfield with the Rams, and Bowles said who, when he goes, that guy.
Yeah.
And he goes, oh, okay, that guy, sure.
Yep. No, I like him. All right. Next, we got the Atlanta Falcons at the Arizona Cardinals. Falcons are giving 3. Over under is 48.5. Money line -155 for Atlanta, plus 130 for the Cardinals. Listen, Atlanta should win this. I mean, when is their roster going to show up? They have a decent roster. They have a good defense as far as draft picks and people in the right spot, whether they haven't been able to put it together on the field consistently. Same thing with offense. They have a running back. They have a good tight end. They have a good wide receiver. Cousins is serviceable back there. They should win this game. I'm taking the Falcons, but I'm taking the Falcons cautiously.
Yeah, it's a little interesting because although they have, a lot of, they have all the ingredients.
Yeah.
They have all
everything
the ingredients.
to make a good meal. They really do. But
They
don't
do.
have a chef to put it together.
See, here we go now, right? Everybody that works around the head chef hates him. That's a real problem, right?
Oh, yeah.
So think of the restaurant, right? Think of any restaurant. A lot of restaurants, by the way, have the same ingredients. Just in case you guys wonder, oh, but they get the special Vidalia onions. Yeah, but I can give Vidalia onions too. But that guy that I hired, that I'm contracted in with, everybody hates him, and I'm kind of stuck here because it's the season to where I got to keep him. Yeah, I'll get rid of him soon, but I can't yet. Right?
Yeah.
Servers don't run food correctly for him. He screams and belittles all the teammates around him. Right? He could just ask nicely, but he yells or throws things.
Mhm.
I think Raheem Morris is a nice, passionate coach. I think he's also done because he was the second pick to get that job there. Remember when Bill Belichick was supposed to get it?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, he was supposed to get it, and he was going to bring in some of his guys and this, that, and the other thing, and get the gang back together. And I think that would have worked a lot better than what we have here.
And let's not forget, they had a chance to get Harbaugh too. But then
Yeah.
people inside the building, in the offices, was like, we're not sure if we really want to work with him. I've heard like kind of have to walk on eggshells around him. He kind of like what's everybody on edge because, listen, anybody that doesn't know Harbaugh, he likes that. He thinks if you're on edge, you have that competitive advantage. So he likes everybody. It's true. He likes everybody to be on edge, including himself. So I can understand how that can wear thin on some teams, but winning cures all, man.
Well, Raheem Morris kind of to me is just he looks like a pterodactyl first of all, and now he's a pterodactyl that doesn't he? Tell me he doesn't look like a pterodactyl. Go ahead, pull up the picture while you guys are watching this podcast and go, the teeth and here and the face. Yeah, right. He looks like a pterodactyl, and people are only scared of a pterodactyl because they're up in the air. They make that noise and they bite. But he doesn't bite. He's too nice or something. I don't know. He mismanages games at certain spots. He doesn't quite have the ferocity of a pterodactyl. And I think at the end of the season, Arthur Blank's got to sit there and go, but I gave you enough, right? Like you even picked your own quarterback and it hasn't really worked here. I can give you another
Even
season.
though I think Penix will work out at some point. If he can get over this injury bug, he showed promise.
If he's losing, but in Arizona, they believe in that coach.
Yeah, and they should.
So I'll ride with Brissett and Gannon.
Okay,
I have to.
Okay, I got you. All right, next we got the Pittsburgh Steelers at the Detroit Lions. Pittsburgh's at 7. Getting 7.5. Over under is 52.5. Steelers are at plus 320. Detroit's at negative 410. I like Detroit here and the over. I'm not taking the 7.5, just the money line. What I would do is I would parlay the money line with Detroit and the over on this game.
Yeah, I understand what's going on in this game, right? It's Aaron Rodgers, it's indoors, there's a lot of it's.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, Detroit's a more talented roster.
And
right?
They need to keep winning to stay in the playoff hunt.
They need to keep winning. They got incentive the other night because Green Bay lost, right? So Green Bay essentially is going to be on the outside looking in if Detroit handles Pittsburgh at home. It's at home, right? So if it was in Pittsburgh, I think this would be a different story. There are rumors and calculations against Jared Goff's arm being able to cut through the cold and the wind. It doesn't play as well as it does indoors. But we're in Detroit. We've got all the athletes. TJ Watt's not going to be on the opposite side, so we don't have to worry about Jared Goff having a run or worry about a guy coming around the corner. I'm sure Pittsburgh has other talent, but they didn't pay the cat to sit on the sideline and be injured. So, at the end of the day, I think Detroit has more answers and Pittsburgh leaves this game with more questions. Give me Detroit on the money line. Let's not get greedy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right. I agree. Next, we got the Las Vegas Raiders at the Houston Texans. Houston is giving 14.5. Over under is 39.5. Raiders are at plus 800 money line. Texans are at negative 1350 money line. Listen, the Texans are going to win this game. No ifs and buts about it. It's just a matter of can they cover the 14.5. That's over 2 touchdowns. That's a lot for any team. I don't care if it's the worst team in NFL playing against the best team in NFL. If it's over 2 touchdowns, I am not touching that. The money line's at negative 1350. You can't make any money off of that by betting that straight up. So what you do is you parlay that with something else. Texans are definitely going to win this game. No ifs and buts about it. I don't think we really need to spend too much time on that.
I'm really excited about this game. You just kind of
Are you
dismissed
really?
this.
All right.
Oh my
I
God.
mean, I'm kind of like,
I'm so excited for this game. Look, you got I think you're going to get a dual quarterback combo in Vegas, right? First of all, I want to bet on the over under on how many packs of gum Pete Carroll goes through on this game. I think there's a poly market bet somewhere. Don't lie. It's just, it's over under 2.5. So I like the over. I think he'll be very nervous seeing Mr. Anderson run through his first quarterback. By the way, if Kenny Pickett gets knocked out of this game, it's not the worst thing ever. You're getting Geno Smith, right? And we saw the other night in Green Bay, sometimes your backup can perform pretty well. With all that being said, how I'm playing this is 14.5. I'll take the Raiders getting 14.5. Right? There's nothing worse than grown men getting embarrassed.
Mhm.
They didn't score 1 point last week. And the market shows that when teams don't score 1 point, that they bounce back. I do believe that we go back to seeing a Raiders team that finds a way to backdoor cover. Remember when they were doing that at 9.5?
Mhm.
I think we get that at 14.5 here. Nothing special. I think Houston wins by 13. How about that? And everybody sits there and goes, man, but you're right too. So we're both right. I'll take the Raiders getting 14.5.
All right, I'm taking them on the money line, parlaying it with something else. Not sure yet what. Next, we got the New England Patriots against the Baltimore Ravens. Patriots are getting 3 points. Over under is 48.5. Patriots are at plus 150 money line. Ravens are at negative 180 money line. Listen, if this was the Ravens of last year, I'd be with the Ravens. No problem, no if and buts about it. They've been spotty this year. 1 week I pick them, they lose. Next week I pick against them, they win. This New England team, even though they did lose last week, they did have a 21-point lead on Buffalo. It took Josh Allen to become Superman for them to win that game. I don't know if Lamar has that Superman in him anymore. On that note, I mean, I'm going to take New England getting the 3 points. I just think right now they're a better team. Vrabel has them playing. I think they'll bounce back off of that loss last week to Buffalo. I don't think there's any more to say about that on my end.
This game's a great signal. It's a tremendous. They're actually telling you about earlier games with this game. New England's more talented. Yes. New England's looked like a better football team all year. Yes. All of those things are yes. Check. You can check the boxes straight up and down. Right. But we don't we told you guys just a couple minutes ago, Detroit's beaten Pittsburgh and Detroit. Mm-hmm. End of story. So Baltimore wins and they'll be leading the division. They're in the playoffs. Through all the trials and tribulations, the injuries, whatever Lamar Jackson had early on the season. And I understand that his performances haven't been stellar, but when he needs one, the athlete always gets one. He's still, in my opinion, a better quarterback athletically than Drake May. Drake May, I watched fold like a cheap lawn chair last week. Okay. The only touchdown the second half was from Travion Henderson. And by the way, it was against what Vrabel called. Vrabel called sweep to the right. Travion paused, came all the way back the opposite direction. So they guessed him. Drake May made no good, not even good throws when he needed one. He kind of started second guessing himself. The moment got very big. And Lamar Jackson, when the moment gets very big, sometimes makes mistakes. That's true. Against Mahomes, against Josh Allen, against Joe Burrow, against basically a rookie. Never. He takes rookies to the woodshed. Ask CJ Stroud in the playoffs. And it's going to be for division lead. So as bad as Baltimore's been this year, they have an opportunity to grab a stronghold of that division as long as they could beat New England at home. By the way, no one wants to talk about the fact that Mike Vrabel didn't want to hold on to and, was going to, and there's rumors in the air that Derrick Henry was going to be gone while he was there anyway. Oh, the rumors were circulating when Vrabel was there. And I don't think there's a man on New England that could stop Derrick Henry. So I'll actually take Baltimore on the money line, and I think they win by 10. But Vrabel runs a very strict defense, almost like Belichick, right? So he runs make sure you're getting in your lanes, make sure you're here. Very disciplined is the word I'm looking for, right? Very orthodox. How are you going to stop Lamar Jackson? You don't know where the hell he's going. He can still run like he's always been able to run. He's made a few mistakes. I'll take Baltimore, and everybody wakes up going, well, geez, we thought New England was going to be, and Buffalo's going to win today too, and they're going to take the division lead.
Okay. All right, so you like the Ravens?
I love the Ravens here.
Okay. All right. I like the Patriots. You like the Ravens. Next, we got the Monday night game. We got the 49ers at the Indianapolis Colts. Niners are giving 5.5. Over under is 46.5. Niners are at negative 250 money line. Colts are at plus 205 money line. Listen, the Colts played a very good game against Seattle last week. But Seattle did exactly what I said they were going to do, is run the ball, and get out of there just with the win. They didn't want to show too much. They were going against the Rams the following week, so that's what they were gearing up for. That game worked out exactly the way I thought it would, even though I thought Seattle would win by a little bit more than 3 points. I didn't think it'd be a field goal game like it was. That defense showed up. Listen, Rivers showed he can't throw the ball. Can't. I mean, he could throw those flats a little bit, but anything he pushed downfield, he wasn't able to. He still knows the game. He made some good decisions. I think he passed for 128 yards, I think it was. They're still a very run-dependent team. I like the Niners here. No, taking my heart out of it. Niners on the money line. I'm not touching the 5.5, especially after last week. Listen, they hung in even with a run-heavy Seattle, but the thing is they hung with them. So here I am taking the Niners on the money line. I think Brock Purdy has been playing a lot better football. They've been getting healthier. So yeah, that's where I'm going with on this.
So we all know we've seen a glimpse into what happens in the NBA, right? You know, the whole Chauncey Billups, the whole, gambling scandal, which we haven't heard about in months, right? Oh, it's really interesting how that just went away pretty quickly after Chauncey Billups showed up in a courtroom wearing a hoodie that had an agency on it. That was really interesting, right? And the reason why I bring this up is because what I've heard is that although, Philip Rivers has come back to save the Colts, he's also come back to save himself. I've heard that Philip Rivers has quite the gambling issue himself, and nobody really knows about it. It's very quiet.
Okay.
But he comes back to football, and I just think it's really interesting that, all the games for which it doesn't look like he should be involved in, he's covering. Right? Covered last week. Now it's 5.5. And I will tell you that wise guys are all over the Indianapolis Colts 5.5. All over it. All over the 5.5. Listen, I think San Francisco probably wins, but with all of that bullshit fake information that I just gave you about Philip Rivers, I told you I would lie to you. You just had to wait for it. None of that's true about Philip Rivers having a gambling problem, but Greg was like,
I was gonna say, I never heard that. I mean, as far as I know, I thought he was like the guy doesn't even swear.
Listen,
he's such a Christian man. It's crazy. He doesn't.
He's like Michael Jordan. He's got a competition problem.
Yeah, he does. And he is one of the biggest trash talkers on the field, too.
Well, think about it. If you still want to play football at the age of 44, get off your couch and not really play, you do have a competition problem. Now, is it gambling? I may have driven that car a bit too far, but I do like Philip Rivers and the Indianapolis Colts 5.5, because I do believe that they're just mostly going to run the ball. And I do think that I haven't all year loved San Francisco's defense since Fred Warner's been out. Greg hasn't either. We're being honest. I think San Francisco has enough to probably win by the way, who's San Fran playing next week? You're the San Fran guru.
We finish up with the Bears and then Seattle. Just so that you guys don't, in case you guys don't know, if the Niners win out, they have the number 1 seed.
Mm.
If we beat Colts this week, we beat the Bears next week, and then we finish off and beat Seattle at home at Levi's, we get the number 1 seed and win the division.
I mean, it's
So
been a tough
the
division
Niners
this year.
control their own destiny. Listen, after all those injuries we had throughout the year, devastated defense, no Brandon Ayuk, no George Kittle for 5 games, no Purdy for 8 games. We have a chance to get the number 1 seed, which is
And-
absolutely crazy.
Until you said Ayuk, until you said Purdy, I thought you were talking about the Baltimore Ravens. It's wild.
But
Yeah.
they
So
all have a chance to get the number 1 seed.
So,
Niners do.
by the way, the NFL has the ability, in case you guys are wondering, to flex games.
Mhm.
Like muscles, right? Just to move a game here, teams get phone calls, blah, 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 especially during this week. Think about this week, right? It's Christmas week. Sugar plums are in their head. Santa is coming to town. And you had the ability to move a game here, move a game there. You could have moved maybe Philadelphia, Washington to this late night slot. I mean, heck, you could have moved Green Bay and Chicago if you really needed to, right?
Mhm.
Could have done all these things. They left San Francisco and Indianapolis alone for Sunday Night Football. If you don't think Phillip Rivers is going to play well or better than last week, I just feel like you're the wool over your eyes, and you might as well drive that same car that you got in when I told you that Phillip Rivers was a gambling addict. I don't believe that Indianapolis shaking your head for. I don't believe Indianapolis is going to play poorly. I think they're a good team.
Mhm.
I think San Francisco wins by 3. I think they have the talent to win by more, but they don't want to show Chicago a lot.
Mhm.
They don't want to show Seattle even more. So it could just be one of those games, kind of like last week. Seattle didn't want to show a lot of cards, and then they picked up a great win. I don't know if San Francisco wants to show the full slate because they don't need to.
Gotcha.
And by the way, a rumor that could happen. I like Christian McCaffrey's unders tonight. We want to save that kid.
Okay.
I think you can get away with other toys. If you need him, fine. But I don't think we're going to be running wheels off Christian McCaffrey. And all they're going to be telling you on Sunday Night Football is, I really like Christian McCaffrey tonight. Oh, do ya? I do not. Stay away from Christian McCaffrey prop bets. That's my guess.
Okay. Guys, I'm trying to bring up the games and they're not loading for some reason.
What do we got on Christmas Day? Let's go through Christmas Day real quick. I'll tell you one.
Yeah.
I'll give you an easy one. It doesn't matter. I mean, you can load them up. I already know a game that's going on Christmas Day, right? After the Broncos mysteriously lose a game at home this week. Oh, it can't be done. Yeah, it's going to happen. Those Broncos will be bucked, I believe, by the Jaguars today. And they get Kansas City on Christmas Day. What a gift! What a gift! Because Kansas City's finished, right? They're dead in the water. They're losing. It's so bad. I feel like the flint at Arrowhead is starting to be whittled down to just a rock that's been eroded, right? The dreams of Mahomes taking us to the playoffs are quickly wafting away into the night. The Broncos will get back at the Kansas City Chiefs next week for Christmas Day. I don't know what all is on the slate, and I don't know if we can get to it.
I don't know why it's not loading.
Because they don't want us to be able to gamble and get ahead and get all those things, right? Can't have nice things, even though we want them.
Let me see. Let me just bring up
But I do believe that Bo Nix will be good enough to be a Mahomes-less Kansas City Chiefs.
I agree. Yep.
Wait,
I like a bounce back game by Denver. I think they're going to lose this week. I like a bounce back game by Denver for that game.
There's no spread on the world that you want to play. It's probably going to be 13.5.
It's 6.5 or -6 right now. Denver's giving 6.
Denver's giving 6.
Yeah.
I would take that now.
Okay. Now, the other one is the first game is the Dallas Cowboys at the Washington Commanders. Dallas is giving 3.5. Over under is 51.5. Washington's at negative 190, or sorry, plus 164 money line, and
Mhm.
Dallas is at negative 198 money line. I like Dallas here. I think Dallas is going to lose this week. They're going to bounce back, beat Washington. Washington's defense is not good. I don't know what's going on with Mariota. I know he got hurt last night or yesterday.
Mm.
So no Daniels, possibly no Mariota, down to the third string quarterback. Yeah, give me Dallas.
That's a little interesting. G- I know that Daniels is shut down, but I wonder if we get a Christmas miracle. Right? I wonder. No, I do. Right? You unwrap the presents, right? And then all of a sudden you get a breaking news, right? Baby Jesus is born. Jaden Daniels is going to play quarterback for the Commanders. I don't look, it's not in the Bible, but biblically speaking, that would be a fantastic miracle for the Washington Commanders, would it not? I
Yeah.
think it would be.
Mhm.
Yeah. That's the only that's the only reason why it would be at 3.5. And by the way, I think the Cowboys won the first matchup, did they not?
Yes.
We know how we like to jump and say and jump and say. And by the way, we know everything about Washington. If and when Dallas loses today, right, does their surrender towel get thrown onto the ground? Their troops start sitting too, and now we find out whose backups are better. It's a little interesting, right? We're going to get a lot of if there's an upset to be had, it's not going to be Denver over Kansas City on Christmas Day. No. Right. So maybe those Commanders have a little in store for us. And by the way, if the Commanders do find a way to cover some sort of spread, then that Denver, I would send my deed to my house to some mafioso, to somebody. I would bet my house on Denver.
Okay. I like Denver too. I like Dallas here. Now the best game I think of the of Christmas is Detroit at Minnesota. Right now Detroit is giving 3.5. Over under is 48.5. Detroit's at negative 192 money line. Minnesota's at plus 160 money line. Listen, this could be Minnesota could be the spoiler right here to Detroit from making the playoffs or even having a chance at getting in the playoffs. So this is going to be very interesting. Ultimately, I do think Detroit is a better team. I don't think that they will drop it here, even though I like Minnesota. I like how JJ's been playing. I like that roster. I just think Detroit doesn't lose this game. I think they win this game, even though it's at Minnesota.
Yeah, maybe we get our favorites back too. Remember how every upset happened on Thanksgiving?
Yeah.
Maybe we get our favorites back on Christmas. It could happen.
Possibility.
It could happen.
That
Games are
is
kicked
it.
off. It is 106. Don't be in a hurry. Relax, settle, and do what I've been doing. If you can't find anything you like really early, head on over to Italian basketball, because that's what I've been betting all morning with great success, by the way. I'll tell you what, I know a lot about Italian basketball. I was betting Egyptian basketball last night, and I'll tell you what, I'm the king of Cairo. Yeah, I am. I am. They're going to erect a pyramid that looks like my face with a wolf's back end, right? Because I'm big into wolves, right? So they got a lion already. They're gonna have a mustache man with a wolf over there in Cairo, and hopefully this podcast makes it all the way across the water so they can hear this.
Well, Jack, good luck on that. Good luck on everybody's picks this week. I hope you guys win some money. Christmas is right around the corner, guys. We won't see you guys back until after Christmas. So from my family to yours, from the Every Point Sports Podcast, we all wish you guys a Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Holidays, whatever you guys celebrate. We hope you guys have a great one and have a good time with your family.
Free presents. All you have to do is subscribe. Subscribe to Old Gamer GK. Subscribe to Fantasy Farm Sports, right? boost our subscriptions, watch the podcasts, and that's a free present that you can send our way, and it costs nobody nothing. And I know you're hitting these picks tonight.
All right, guys. As always, be excellent to each other.